virtual teleconference using the login information provided on the meeting agenda. Santa Clara LAFCO strongly denounces hate speech and does not tolerate disruptive behavior in our meetings. LAFCO prides itself on rich diversity of our residents. We are committed to creating a culture of belonging where members of our diverse community feel included, safe, and respected. This meeting is considered a limited public forum, which means that LAFCO can regulate the time, place, and manner of speech to prevent our meetings from being disrupted. This protects the rights of our speakers, of other speakers, and ensures that LAFCO can accomplish its business in a reasonable, efficient manner. All public comments must relate to the agenda item. If the directive is ignored following a warning by me, the speaker will be muted. LAFCO cannot guarantee that the public's access to teleconferencing technology will be uninterrupted, and technical difficulties may occur from time to time. Unless required by the Brown Act, the meeting will continue despite technical difficulties for participants using the teleconferencing option. Members of the public in the chambers who wish to address the commission on an item should complete a request to speak form, these little white forms which we have here, and place it in the designated tray in front of the dais. Individual speakers will be called to speak in turn. Speakers are requested to limit their comments to 3 minutes. Members of the public who are attending the meeting by virtual teleconference and wish to address the commission should use the raise hand feature. Those participating by phone should dial *9. Staff will call you by name by the last digits of the phone number and unmute each speaker in turn at the appropriate time. Written public comments will be distributed to the commission and posted to the online agenda, but will not be read out loud. At this time, I'd ask the clerk to please do the roll call.
Chairperson Kamei.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Kishimoto. Commissioner Arenas. Commissioner Bell.
Here.
Commissioner Lee.
Present.
Commissioner Trumbull.
Here.
Commissioner Turner.
Here.
Alternate Commissioner Campos. Alternate Commissioner Chapman. Alternate Commissioner Young. Alternate Commissioner Hilton. Alternate Commissioner O'Neill.
Present.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Yes, and for the record, I'd note that alternate Commissioner Chapman is here.
And alternate Commissioner Chapman is voting in place of Commissioner Kishimoto.
Thank you. At this time, we go to item number 2, public comments. This is a time for any member of the public to address the commission on matters not on the agenda, provided the matter is within the commission's subject matter jurisdiction. Speakers in the chambers will be called first, followed by speakers participating virtually. Each speaker will have 3 minutes. For those in the chambers, if you wish to address the commission on this item, please fill out a request to speak form and place it in the tray. And then I have some, but I only have for item number 5. Is there anyone who would like to speak that has not filled out a form? Are there any requests to speak online with a raised hand?
Madam Chair, there are no speakers on this item.
Okay.
Chair, if I might interrupt for a second. I wanted to confirm if Board Member Hilton was on Zoom or available.
Yes, that is correct. So I'm participating remotely under the Just Cause provision of the Brown Act due to travel for official business of another local agency. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Hilton. And is it possible to show him on the screen as we've done in the past in the corner? Perfect, thank you.
There you go. Welcome, alternate Commissioner Hilton. Okay. Moving on to, since there's no public comments, we'll move on to approval of the consent calendar. And let's see here. We have Agenda Items 4, which is the minutes, Agenda Item 8, which is amendment to number 2 of the MOU between Santa Clara County and LAFCO regarding webcasting services. We have Agenda Item number 9, update on the county water and wastewater service review, and item number 10, Cal LAFCO related activities, which is on the consent calendar. Are there any questions from the commissioners on any consent item? No? Okay. Let's see here. Are there any requests to speak on consent? Okay, I can't hear you.
Madam Chair, there are no speakers on this item.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. We will then move, ask approval.
Move to approve?
Is there a second? Second. Okay, there's a motion. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell? Yes. Alternate Commissioner Chapman?
Yes.
Commissioner Lee? Commissioner Trumbull? Commissioner Turner?
Yes.
And Chair Kame.
Yes,
All
And
in
if we can
support,
call-
none opposed.
thank you. Okay, we will now move on to item number 5, Santa Clara County Central Fire Protection District Sphere of Influence Amendment, Annexation 2026. This requires a disclosure of any ex parte communications. The only thing that I would like to say is that I did get an email regarding questions, but I didn't have any questions. Okay. I guess we'll move it on to staff representation.
Chair, I just want to say I had a brief conversation with a resident on the way into the meeting, if that is necessary to make note of. Very good.
Does anybody in the building have a copy of today's agenda? Because it's not out there on the table, and I don't see who I'm supposed to talk to.
Okay.
There, right, Emmanuel? Can you?
It should be on the table.
I just looked on the whole table with books. There's pamphlets, there's a map, but there is no agenda on today's.
It's in the white binder, it says agenda packet, LAFCO agenda pack. White binder?
Yeah. Maybe we can have someone help the gentleman. Thank you. Okay, so while we take care of that, let's move on to, this is a secret action and staff presentation, please.
Thank you, Chair. We have prepared a detailed staff report and included supporting materials in the meeting packet, so I'll keep my report brief. The item before you is a request for an annexation and sphere of influence amendment for the Santa Clara County Central Fire Protection District. The City of Los Altos is the applicant and is seeking to annex the city to the County Fire District and expand the district sphere of influence such that all lands in the city sphere would be in the district sphere. The County Board of Supervisors, as governing body of county fire, supports the proposed annexation. Once Emmanuel is back, we'll display a map showing the proposed boundary changes. Since 1996, County Fire has provided fire services to the City of Los Altos through a contract. Now, the contract expires at the end of this year on December 30th. Through the proposed annexation, the city intends to transition from the contractual relationship to becoming a formal part of Central Fire. Upon annexation, the district will be the permanent fire service provider to the city. County Fire has submitted a map for providing services to the annexed area, a plan, which is included as an attachment to the staff report and summarized in the staff report. According to the plan, the annexation will not result in any changes to service levels in the city, and daily operations, emergency response, etc., will continue as currently provided, uninterrupted. The county and the County Board of Supervisors and the city have negotiated a property tax agreement for the city's transfer of property tax to the district upon annexation. County Fire will experience a funding gap of approximately $7.5 million over the first 12 years, and starting in year 13, tax revenue is projected to cover direct costs. The city will transfer its 2 fire stations to the district and make a lump sum payment of $1.5 million to offset deferred maintenance. The proposed annexation would allow County Fire to manage the city of Los Altos as part of its regional emergency response system. Resources can be deployed based on safety needs rather than city boundaries, with unified leadership and decision-making under County Fire's response model. It would also provide greater accountability and transparency for residents in how fire service decisions are made. Therefore, staff recommends approval of this annexation and sphere of influence amendment. If LAFCO approves this annexation proposal today, LAFCO must conduct a protest proceeding during which landowners and registered voters in the city of Los Altos may submit written protests against the annexation. Staff will issue a 21-day public hearing notice for the protest hearing with instructions on how to submit a valid written protest. After the protest hearing, staff will assess the level of protest received. Depending on the level of protest, this annexation proposal may proceed as approved, require an election, or be terminated. If approved, the effective date of the annexation will be January 1, 2027. After publication of the staff report for this hearing, we have received several comment letters from members of the public and residents of Los Altos. We appreciate your time and interest in this matter, and all letters received as of 11 a.m. today have been provided to the Commission as supplemental materials, and they're also available on the LAFCO website. Lastly, staff members from both the City and Fire District are present at this meeting. In attendance and available to answer any questions from the Commission are Los Altos Assistant City Manager John Magino and County Fire District Chief Kurt Kaw, who is joining us virtually. We have other fire district staff, including Deputy Fire Chiefs Glass and Shoemate, and Director of Business Services, Veronica Niebla. So welcome, everyone, and thank you for attending this meeting. With that, I conclude my comments, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you so much. And the order that we're going to do this is we're going to ask the applicant or their representative and offer you 5 minutes for the comments. We'll then go to public comment, and then we'll come to the commission. Is that satisfactory? Yeah. Okay. So I would now ask the applicant to come speak, and you have 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you for allowing us to be here today and to present our application for annexation into the Santa Clara County Central Fire Protection District. My name is John Magino. I'm Assistant City Manager for the City of Los Altos. I have put together just a few slides regarding our application, much of which the Executive Director has covered, so I will skip through some of those items. As mentioned, this is an application for annexation of the city into the fire district, as well as a sphere of influence amendment for Central Fire. I will say that while the city is the applicant of this process, we have partnered very closely with the fire district and have appreciated their help and their support as we have moved through this process. As mentioned, we have had a 30-year partnership with County Fire through a contract that has been renewed every 10 years. That current agreement is set to expire at the end of this year. In March of this year, our council directed us to submit an application for annexation into the fire district. As part of our community outreach, we've held there have been 10 public meetings, both at the City Council as well as the Board of Supervisors. We have held office hours jointly. Myself and Deputy Chief Glass have held 2 office hours so far. There are 2 more that are scheduled. We have created extensive web pages on both the city's website as well as the fire district's website, which have included formats to submit comments through the website, and we've undertaken an extensive social media campaign. The two primary aspects of the application include the transfer of property tax from the city to the fire district. It is approximately 26.8% pre-ERAF. If this were in place as of now, it would be approximately $9.8 million in the current fiscal year. Because of timing of when the property tax transfer can begin, the city and the fire district have agreed that the city will pay the fire district $945,500 each month until the property tax transfer takes place. That is after January 1. This also includes the transfer of the 2 city-owned fire departments to the county fire, both of which are subject to the transfer of the properties are conditioned upon several administrative actions, which I will go through in just a minute. The city is currently working with the state on the Exempt Surplus Lands Act process. The first station is 10 Almond Avenue. On the left, you'll see the parcel map, which includes a portion of the right-of-way of San Antonio Road. And so as part of the transfer, that portion will remain with the city, and the rest in the blue on the right will go to the fire district. For the property at 785 Almond Avenue is a little bit more involved. As you can see, it is part of a much larger parcel that also includes the city's municipal services center, as well as a city park, as well as land that the city leases to the Los Altos School District for their municipal operations. The portion in blue is what will be transferred to the fire district. The remainder will stay with the city of Los Altos. And on the right, you'll see the portion that is shaded a little bit of yellow. That will be an easement, which will be granted back to the city for ingress and egress to our maintenance yard. And so with that, again, thank you for your time, and happy to answer any questions or defer to the fire district for any questions I can't answer.
Great. And I know that commissioners do have questions, but we're going to go first to public comment, and we'll do in-person first, and then we'll go to anyone online. Okay? The first person I have here is Maria Bautista, and you will have 3 minutes, followed by John Baer, and then we have Lynette Liang. Can you reset the clock?
Yeah, I'm trying. It won't work.
Chair, if I do a quick question. This woman here has claimed that she submitted it. You'll probably be called up. There's only the
Yeah,
first.
there's more.
Yeah.
I have quite a few, so I just called a few at a time.
Emmanuel, can you help me, please? It's not working. I'm hitting start, stop. Okay. Set up, stop. Put it down. Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you for your time and consideration. Los Altos I'm a resident of Los Altos, longtime resident, and Los Altos has a long history of protecting our city-owned public lands. We have municipal codes on our books that require voter approval for the disposition of public parks, open space, and the entirety of our civic center lands, and we just had a successful citizen-led voter initiative to qualify for the November 26th ballot to safeguard our downtown public lands. Over 3,000 signatures were gathered in just 30 days for residents to vote on how our public lands downtown are handled. I urge you to please send the City of Los Altos and County Fire back to the drawing board to come up with a comprehensive proposal with all alternatives that do not include land transfer, to be considered by Los Altos residents in a process that is robustly transparent and conducted with great integrity, and more than a social media campaign that promotes a foregone conclusion that annexation under these terms with transfer of land is our only choice. Los Altos residents are not now or never interested in losing our irreplaceable public land, especially at a time when state housing mandates have wrested away local control and are destroying our community. In the words of Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, I would just like to offer that it is not that we do not love our firefighters less. It is that we love our land more. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go to John Baer.
Good afternoon. My name is John Baer. I'm a 30-year resident of Los Altos. I spent a decade as a planning commissioner, twice as the chair of the planning commission. I'm also president of Friends of Los Altos, which is a nonpartisan organization that raises issues of concern to the residents of Los Altos. Basically, I know nothing. But I'm here to talk about this subject because it is important. And the first thing I want to do is take issue with one of the points that Mr. Maginot made during his presentation. He claimed that there were 10 public meetings on this subject. And in fact, there may have been 10 public meetings, but in fact, none of those meetings included key piece of information, that being that the intent of the city was to transfer land to the county. Nothing personal about the county, but it's our land. We have very little land in the city, and those two fire stations, in fact, directly abut residential property. And so having the control over what happens to that land in terms of future development is really critical for the community. I would encourage this commission to pause this effort and require the city to do what they should have done in the first place, which is to let the community know what's really going on, to get feedback from the community, and come back to this commission with a proposal that does not include sale or transfer of city property. It's not required. It doesn't make sense, and it works against the best interests of the city and the residents of Los Altos. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll go to Lynette Lee Eng, and thereafter to Vincent Ushikubu. I hope I got that right. Oh, sorry. Alice Mansell? I hope I got that right. Go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. I'm here to urge you not to approve an annexation that requires Los Altos to transfer ownership of the Almond and Loyola fire station properties. Los Altos residents have not been presented with alternatives that would preserve public ownership, and the city has not demonstrated why transferring these assets is necessary. Public land is valuable and irreplaceable. It's an irreplaceable community resource. Once ownership is transferred, local control is lost permanently. These properties may be needed for future public safety or other community purposes, and they should remain under local ownership and accountability. Public assets should never be given away as a condition of receiving fire protection services. I respectfully ask LAFCO to delay action on this proposal and reject any annexation proposal at this time that requires the transfer of city-owned land. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And then we have Alice.
Hello, good afternoon. I never heard of your agency until just a few days ago, after something appeared on the consent calendar with absolutely no discussion in Los Altos City Council very recently. I'm pretty well informed, but I don't subscribe to the direct emails of the general managers of City of Los Altos to be on the insiders group of who knows about these 10 outreach meetings and other things, because I'm not online every day. I'm a pretty busy person, and I kind of depend on the required public notices in the newspaper and social networks that I have to know what's going on when I found this out. I've been involved in real estate for over 50 years in Los Altos, and also as a lawyer doing land use law. So I looked at this thing closely. I have also, unusually as a volunteer, deep experience in what you might call the regional resource network. But I do it from a local to state, federal level. I've been a liaison for the federal government for certain disaster and emergency response, and including all the way down to local levels with the former fire chief of Palo Alto, Nick Marinaro. So I know extremely well about this. We don't call it in that world a resource network. Instead, we call it the mutual aid system or the incident command system, which I'm sure they all know well, which means you don't just have the resources of the county, you have everything, including military. And I've done a lot of work with the U.S. military at a state and National Guard level for over 25 years to know the immense resources we have if you have a real, genuine emergency. And what I see here as a real estate lawyer is a transfer of a huge chunks of land of Los Altos that then the county can use to get collateral for more loans to plug its deficit dikes. I put a written letter in yesterday, and I hope you've read that. Now, I'm wearing red, white, and blue today because as I was driving here, I was thinking about London in 1776. When a group of insiders, as George Carlin, the comedian, would say, there's a big club and you ain't in it, or I'm not in it, maybe you're in it, that decides everything as a top-down, aristocratic, favors given, favors owed decision, where the peons like me don't know, but the peons in 1776, actually 1775, at Lexington Concord fought back. This is the 250th anniversary of the United States this summer. I hope you remember it and know that you are Americans, not apparatchiks in little insiders clubs, because that's what it looks like. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you. Are there any hands raised online?
Madam Chair, there are no speakers on this item. like
Okay.
Zoom.
We will now, yes.
Oh, we just got one. There's one speaker, Jonathan Weinberg. And you will have 3 minutes to speak. Please accept the unmute.
Hello, Chair Kamei and members of LAFCO. First, let me start off by saying, my name is Jonathan Weinberg, and I am a member of the Los Altos City Council, but I am not addressing you today in any official capacity. Thank you very much for the work that you are doing. I can tell you that the agreement between the city and the county fire department, fire district that was negotiated was extremely complicated and extremely lengthy. Ultimately, it is my personal belief that the agreement that was reached between the two entities is the best way to provide fire suppression, prevention, and educational services to our residents in a way that is affordable for both the city and for the county. In the comments that you have received, both written and orally today, no one has mentioned what are the other opportunities that are before the city to provide the services that we're currently getting through county fire. That's a critical question that was always at the core of my personal deliberations. And I think that that's what matters most to the residents of Los Altos as well. Another issue that hasn't been addressed by any of the other commenters is the danger of wildfires and the spread of fire. Fire does not recognize city boundaries, it does not recognize county boundaries. the prevention of, and more importantly, the fighting of fires, especially wildfires, has to be regional. It cannot be piecemeal, city by city, individually. By being incorporated into the district, Los Altos will, I think, better be able to receive mutual aid and to give mutual aid when the need arises. Fire has to be fought at a regional basis, and this is an opportunity for Los Altos to do its part and also to efficiently receive the benefits that it deserves from the rest of the county. It's my sincere hope that you'll take these comments into consideration as you deliberate. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
Madam Chair, there are no more speakers on Zoom.
Okay.
Chair, is it possible we can move on to questions on the dais and then come back?
Well, no, because I have to close the public hearing.
Got it. I'd suggest we close the public hearing.
Yeah. Let me ask our council, is it okay to keep the public hearing open and then come back and have a discussion from the commission?
You could do that if you'd like.
Okay, well then let's go ahead and go with the questions of the commission. Go ahead, Commissioner Turner.
Thank you, Chair. And I don't know who I'd address this to, so anybody can feel free to jump up and answer the question. With regard to, and maybe this is for the Assistant City Manager, might help me with that. John, is that correct? Thank you, John. The two fire stations, and again, I just want to confirm that it's only the two fire stations, the land on those two fire stations, not other land within the city that's being annexed into the control of the county or into central fire, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, someone mentioned it doesn't have to be that way, but if it isn't, who then is on the financial hook for the maintenance and repairs that go along with those buildings when it's required?
Yeah. So under the contract with the county fire, the city is responsible for major repairs. I know county fire will, up to, I believe, $25,000, they can make those modifications or repairs, but anything larger than that, it is the city's responsibility.
But if the land remained in control of the city, all of it would be on you, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'd try to negotiate with them on that 25,000. And then, let's see, I have one more question. Oh, actually, that does answer my question. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great. Go ahead.
I'd like to ask our council to clarify in hopes that that may solve some of our problems. Is there any reason that the fire district and the city cannot cover the same territory? I'm just trying to make it clear that if you were in another city, they'd have a fire department and they still can work. And all we're doing is adding territory to the fire district. It's not de-annexing it from Los Altos.
Correct. Cities, you wouldn't de-annex because the city has a plethora of the ability to provide services. For instance, as you mentioned, some cities have their own fire department. In fact, I represent a city that has their own fire department. Some cities have their own police department. Other cities will contract or have the services provided by a fire district. So in this case, the city has been contracting to provide those services, and opposed to contracting, the fire district would just be annexing the city. And as you mentioned, it wouldn't be taking away from the jurisdiction of the city in terms of the boundaries. The boundaries stay the same.
Any other questions? No. Commissioner Lee?
Thank you. So reading the ledge report, the Central Fire District by contract has already been serving this jurisdiction for the past 3 decades, right? So what really seems to me is the difference is that the service would really not necessarily change. The Central Fire is still doing the work. What's really different is the mechanism of funding, because previously the funding would have gone to the city first, and then city through the contract would pay the county. Where we're doing now basically is if this were to be approved, the city will not touch that funding. That funding will come straight to the county. So there's no longer a need for that specific contract to continue providing that service. But in the meantime, through this new arrangement, the bottom line is that the city of Los Altos believe A, would be financially beneficial to the city. Actually, I've asked the city manager, is that right? That would be, well, there's less red tape. For example, if you collect the money and pay us, that it will save you some administrative costs. But what are benefits? Can you go through that for us so your residents could hear why you're doing this?
Sure, thank you, Commissioner Lee. Certainly, there will be some savings for the city. I will say the administrative burden for the current arrangement is not great. However, this will, remove the necessity to renegotiate a contract every 10 years. One of the things that we as a city really looked at was how can we make sure that we are providing high-quality fire services for the future, and continuing our partnership and formalizing our relationship with County Fire was the best option.
Right. And there's no, this transfer of the land is not like the county is buying the land from the city. This is part of the transfer where the land would be transferred to the county with the expectation that this will remain as a fire station in perpetuity. Is that the understanding?
Yes, so it is, the transfer of the properties is part of the entire package. And how we arrived at the property tax transfer that we arrived at was based on the fire stations being part of the transaction.
I see.
I will defer to the staff from the fire department, but the fire services plan calls for equal or better services for the city of Los Altos, which would include the 2 fire stations.
Right. As a minimum after the transfer.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Bell?
In the past, has the property been transferred or leased to the fire agency from other cities when there's a movement to take over for the firehouses from Central Fire District? Is this consistent, or has it been different?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I fully understand the question. I will say.
You understand my question?
Not fully.
Okay, my question would be lease versus ownership.
Yeah.
You own the property now, you're transferring it, to them. I don't know, you're getting something out of it, you're getting paid.
Well, as I mentioned, it is part of the overall package for annexation into the city.
Yeah, you get
County Fire has, as part of our contract for the last 30 years, has operated out of the 2 fire stations at no, just simply as part
Yeah,
of
and then did you look at like maybe leasing it to them for $1 a year or whatever? I think that's what some other cities have done, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
Campbell, maybe other cities.
It's not something that we explore too much, simply because as part of the negotiations for the property tax rate as well as the transfer of the stations.
So this is a simpler, easier to administer process.
One of the benefits that we looked at was, providing the county fire with the ability to make the needed repairs, the needed upgrades to the building. I will freely admit they're the experts in fire protection services. We, as the city, are not, and so we wanted to make sure that they had the flexibility and the freedom to make the needed changes.
Is that like the $1.5 million? Did you have some reason that number was the number you picked?
Yeah, so that was negotiated as part. So there has been some deferred maintenance on the two properties, and so that was the amount that was negotiated between the 2 parties.
That will be used for what purpose?
Yeah, so it would be used for change improvements or repairs to the facilities.
Okay, the planning commissioner ex-planning commissioner, right, raised the issue. I think it was more like, how does it fit in with the master plan and so forth? Does this fit in with the master plan of Los Altos?
Yeah, so our intention is, for the city, is to make sure that we are providing high-quality fire services.
Yeah.
And that includes having 2 fire stations, one at these 2, fire station at these 2 locations. And that is what County Fire has agreed and has offered.
Okay. And Central Fire is not contemplating moving firehouses or anything like that? Central Fire District is contemplating or not contemplating relocation of firehouses. That's an issue.
Good afternoon, Commission. Brian Glass, Deputy Fire Chief, Santa Clara County Fire Department, speaking on behalf of Chief Kirkow. And
Yeah,
with me
okay.
is Director of Business Services, Veronica Nebla. To answer the Commissioner's question, no, there is no plan to move the fire stations that are currently at Almond Avenue and Fremont Avenue in the city of Los Altos.
So you want to fix them up and
Yeah, absolutely. They provide a strategic point from which we deliver service to the community to provide a high level of fire protection and advanced life support services to the residents of Los Altos. We've been providing that service from those facilities for the past 30 years.
Yes.
They provide a hub for us. We've invested a significant amount of time, energy, and effort in maintaining those facilities in collaboration with our partners at the city. But the facilities are experiencing some significant rundowns. There's a lot of competing interests within the city for that money, and the money that we receive, as you know, Commissioner Lee stated, comes directly to the fire district, allowing us to prioritize how we spend that money on our facilities to deliver high-quality fire service to the community. Things like gender-neutral bathroom facilities, basic human privacy needs. Many of our facilities date back into the 40s, 50s, and 60s, including some of the facilities in Los Altos. While they've had remodels over the different years, they are not keeping pace with what we would consider normal government facilities. And our goal is to make sure that we're investing the appropriate amount of money, not just in Los Altos, but throughout the county fire district, Central Fire Protection District.
that's good. Thank you. I appreciate the answers to those questions. Thank you very much. I remember when we created you. I was on the Board of Supervisors.
Yeah, thank you for that. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Commissioner Chapman.
I thank the rest of the commission for all the excellent questions. You've answered pretty much everything I was going to ask. Just want to reiterate for the public, there's no loss of public land in this agreement. Thank you.
Anything? No? Okay, I think online, I think Commissioner Hilton may have had some questions.
No.
No? No questions?
Madam Chair.
Okay. I was just curious, as I looked at the map, these stations will still remain in the city of Los Altos. It just would be that the ownership would go to them. And, you know, it wasn't clear to me when the question was asked in terms of, why not lease it for a dollar? You know, because it seems to me that the main concern was the public lands transfer. And, you know, at a future point in time, who knows, maybe it would be beneficial for the city to maintain ownership. And so what was the, why is that a good idea?
Yeah, so as it was mentioned, part of the overall package. As was mentioned, so as part of the overall package for the property tax rate, it included the transfer of the properties. I think if we were to lease it back to, if we were to lease the land to the fire department, we would probably have to have it be at a higher tax rate, which was not something that we wish to consider. As well, we feel that the fire district is better suited to make the necessary repairs and upgrades to the facilities. As Chief Glass mentioned, the city of Los Altos has a lot of competing priorities for our dollars. And so by transferring the properties to the fire district, it allows the fire district to make the needed repairs and upgrades to the facilities.
Okay. I understand that you had 10 community meetings of different sorts. What type of outreach tools did you use to be able to inform the community that this was happening?
So the meetings that I mentioned were public meetings at the City Council and the Board of Supervisors level. They followed the same standard practices that we use for all of our meetings. We notice them according to the Brown Act. We run, for the City Council meetings, we run our agendas in the local newspaper. We posted on social media. The information was on the city's website, et cetera.
But generally through like a city council meeting zone, that was your main form?
Yes.
There wasn't any kind of like noticing out or anything like that?
Not beyond what is required for those types of meetings.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for your answers. I will go back to the public to see if we were successful in getting a phone number. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and try to, are they, can you see them online?
No, I cannot, Madam Chair.
Okay, how are we going to do this? Are you going to come up and?
No, I don't think that will.
No, they have to call
They'll have
through
to
the
call
number.
through the Zoom if they're not able to participate in person.
Can you see if
Madam Chair.
there's nothing in
I
there?
don't see any speakers on Zoom
Okay,
at this time.
okay. Are there any other commissioners who have questions, clarification, want to know anything?
Chair, I just want to
Yes,
suggest.
go ahead,
and I don't know,
Commissioner
not to
Turner.
look to the council. If they're having difficulty getting on, are we able to just move on?
Sorry, if they had I couldn't hear the.
If some of these callers are having difficulty getting in, how long are we going to wait? Can we just move on?
Oh, we can move on. This
Okay.
is, we're providing Zoom as a courtesy, so.
Okay. I suggest we move on.
Great, thank you.
And with that, then I'll make a motion to approve.
Well, let me close the public hearing.
Oh, sorry, forgive
Yes.
me.
At first, I would like to close the public hearing at this time and call for a motion of the commission's desire.
So moved?
Staff recommendation.
Yes. Staff recommendation.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. There's a motion and a second to approve staff's recommendation. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Alternate Commissioner Chapman?
Aye.
Commissioner Lee?
Aye.
Commissioner Trumbull? Commissioner Turner?
Yes.
Chair Kame.
Yes. Okay.
All in support, none opposed.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you so much for coming today and for giving your input on this very important item. We will now move on to item number 7, which is, oh, wait a minute, 6. Excuse me. Sorry, I missed that. Proposed fiscal year 2027 final budget and AB 2561 discussion on status of employee vacancies and recruitment and retention efforts. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to staff.
Thank you, Chair. I'll keep this very brief. Following the Commission's adoption of the proposed budget in April, staff has received updated numbers for 2 line items, staff salaries and benefits and insurance. We've incorporated the updated amounts into the final fiscal year 2027 budget, and this has resulted in changes to overall expenditures and to LAFCO's net operating expenses. The final proposed budget is attached to the staff report as Attachment A, and the agency's cost apportionments for fiscal year 2027 are included in Attachment B. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Okay. Before I go to our public speaker, does the commission have any questions of staff? No? Oh, I keep doing that. Is there any public comment? Sonia?
Madam Chair, there are no public comments.
Okay. Discussion, commissioners' discussion. Commissioner Hilton, no? Okay. Is there a motion to approve staff recommendation? There's a motion by Commissioner Bell, second by Commissioner Lee. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell? Alternate Commissioner Chapman?
Yes.
Commissioner Lee? Commissioner Trumbull? Yes. Commissioner Turner?
Yes.
And Chair Kame.
Yes.
6
Thank you
in
very
support.
much. We will now move on to item number 7, Santa Clara County Mosquito and Vector Control District Service Review Request for Proposal. And we have, staff report, please.
I'll also keep this brief. Chair Kame, now that we've successfully launched our countywide water and wastewater service review, we'd like to move forward with preparations for conducting the service review of the Santa Clara County Mosquito and Vector Control District. But we need the commission first to take a few actions as recommended in the staff report. And we're happy to answer any questions that the commission has on this item.
Thank you. At this time, does the commission have any questions of staff regarding the recommendation? Okay. Seeing none, we will go to our public speakers. And I do have Vincent Ushikubo. And you have 3 minutes.
Hello, my name is Vincent Ushikubo, and I serve as
Can
the...
you bring the microphone closer? Yeah, it's just that you have to bring the microphone very close.
Oh, okay. My name is Vincent Ushikubo, and I serve as the Chief Steward of the Mosquito and Vector Control District with SEIU 521. On behalf of the district employees, I want to thank you excuse me, for taking the first step in this critical review process by authorizing the requests for proposals. District employees remain concerned about our financial outlook, particularly now that the 2026 mosquito vector and disease control assessment has passed. With this new funding set to double our budget to an estimated $16 million, it is more urgent than ever to ensure the district funds are managed responsibly and transparently. While the Consumer and Environmental Protection Agency has distributed a 2026 budget proposal, there are no clear plans, strategies, or solutions in place to ensure that the district does not encounter another deficit in future years. If a significant portion of the district funds continue to be allocated to high administrative costs by the Consumer and Environmental Protection Agency, we risk repeating the same financial hardships in the coming years. As I close these remarks, I want to emphasize the significance of the decisions before you. I urge the Commission to approach this review with transparency and diligence, always prioritizing the interests of both the district and the community. Your thoughtful stewardship will ensure that these new financial resources are invested wisely. This will allow the district to stabilize financially and allow us to fulfill our vital mission. And thank you for your time and for your commitment to the well-being of our community.
Thank you so much for your comments. Are there any comments online?
Madam Chair, there are no speakers on this item on Zoom.
Thank you very much. I'll open it now to the commission for discussion. Any discussion from commissioners? Commissioner Hilton? No? Okay. Yes, Commissioner Chapman.
Well, I know you're not technically on, are you on item 3 yet of this item, or are you just discussing the first item?
All three.
All 3 at the same time?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
then at appropriate, I would like to volunteer to serve on the ad hoc committee.
Oh, great. Any other?
Chair, I'd volunteer to serve as well.
Wonderful.
I'm into mosquitoes.
Very much appreciated. Is that okay? All right, great. Well, thank you so much. And with that, is there a motion to approve? Great. Motion by Commissioner Bell, including the 2 appointments. Thank you very much. Commissioner Bell, seconded by Commissioner Lee. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bell? Yes. Alternate Commissioner Chapman?
Yes.
Commissioner Lee? Aye. Commissioner Trumbull? Yes. Commissioner Turner?
Yes.
And Chair Kame.
Yes. Thank you very much. All right, moving right along. I think the next item, it looks like the newspaper articles and newsletters. Any comment on that? No, no action required there. Then we have written correspondence that has been put in the agenda. No questions about that. Item number 13 is conference with legal counsel on anticipated litigation, and we have a performance evaluation. So at this time, for items 13 and 14, we will leave the public meeting for the closed session. LAFCO staff will continue to be present at this public meeting. At the end of the closed session, the commissioners will rejoin this public LAFCO meeting, and the LAFCO council will report on the closed session as appropriate. Okay, so we are adjourned to closed session.
Now we could hear you. Testing 1 2, mic check 1 2. Testing, mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. Yeah, it wasn't working. It wasn't working. Yeah.
Shoot. Are they taking a break? Oh, okay. So
Okay, we are now back from our closed session, and I will turn to our council to report out.
Thank you, Chair. We received unanimous authorization by a vote of 6-0 to intervene in an action conditionally, and the defendants and the other particulars shall, once formally commenced, our intervention be disclosed to any person upon inquiry.
Great. Thank you so much. And at this time, we'll go to item 16, which is to adjourn, and we are adjourned at 3:01 p.m. to our regular LAFCO meeting that's going to be on August 5th at 1:15 in the Board of Supervisor Chambers, 70 West Heading, San Jose. We are adjourned. Thank you.